and welcome to my channel Made with Love by Sarah. I'm Sarah and today we're going to make a triple fold easel card. It's a fun fold card and this is my first live video, and with all this technology I don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen at all. So hopefully we'll end up with a card at the end of this. Is anybody there? Just give us a hi if anybody's there. Hi Paul, nice to see you.
Oh.
You're my technical advisor.
Bit rubbish as well.
So today I am going to make this card. So I'll show you. One easel, two easel, three easel. So it's called a triple easel card. And that's how it stands up. So I made it out of pretty pink paper. And I don't see anybody else on here. So let's get started and let's make a card. I'll pop this one to one side and we'll go through what we need to make this card. So I've already pre-cut a lot, well, all of it really. Well, we need to cut out one flower, but we'll do that when we get to it. I've lost a little square. So we need all these pieces. There we go, we need that one. And we need that one. Let's leave all that to one side. So, with our scoreboard, I will go through what we need. So we need, for the triple easel card, let me just show you, there's one card base. Hi Ryan! There's another card base and there's a third. So to make these, first of all, we've got Mum, you're on speaker and I'm live on telly.
Oh, well, you're not on ours. I was going to say, how do I get you?
Phone Ryan, Ryan's on. Ryan, Nanny's going to phone you. She can't get on. Hi, Mel. So we've got a piece of paper, piece of card. It's 300 GSM. So it measures 6 inches. And it's a piece of A4 paper. So the length is usually around 11 3/4. So I cut it down to 6 inches, and we need to measure and score at 3 inches and 6 inches. And let's pop that to one side. That's our first one. Tracy's watching. Hi Tracy. On our second piece, I've cut that 4.5 inches by 9, and we need to score this at 4.5 inches and 2 1/4. And we'll pop that to one side. And for our third little card, this is cut 3 inches by 6 inches, and we need to score this at 1.5 by 3. Hi Mum, welcome. Mum, I'm on telly. So that's enough of our
Says he's not watching.
Hi Ken, even though you're not watching. So for those of you that's just joined, I'll show you again what I'm making. So this is a 6x6 card. It's a triple easel card. So that's the first one. There's a second one and the third one, and that's how it stands up. And from the side, this is how it looks. And it's a triple easel card. So that's what we're going to make. So we need to fold and burnish all our score lines. So you fold that in half, get your bone folder and give it a good burnish on both the score lines. And that stands up with a piece of card on the front, and that's an easel card. So for the middle section, again, just fold and burnish both lines. And pop that to one side. And this is our little front one. So now we need to do some gluing. So that's the big one, the medium one and the baby one. So using Collal all-purpose glue, because it sets really hard and it makes it all sturdy, I am going to glue this bottom section on the card, just this one bottom section. And glue sometimes plays up, so I got a brand new bottle out so nothing can go wrong. Although my first live video, it's probably all gonna go wrong. So you give that a nice squash, and the heat from your hand warms up the glue and it makes it stick nice, and you can use your bone folder and squash it along and it spreads the glue out. So there is our first easel. So we just need to do the same. Well, first of all, we need to find the right piece of card. I've got them all here. There we go. No, that's pink. That's not it. Oh, I've got all these pieces of card and I can't find the right one. I've had it. There we go. It's all going wrong. I need a white piece of card. There it is. Found it. So again, on this section at the front. Thanks, Mum. And then squash it on. And what you can do to make sure it's square is just press it on your desk and then give it a good squash and burnish. And this is a different type of card. So if you stick that on there, that's an easel card. If you stick this on there, that's a double easel card. But no, we're going for a triple easel card. So we need to put a little baby one on the front. Again, I'm going to squish it on the desk and give that a burnish. Then you glue that onto the bottom and that forms a triple easel card. So now for the fun bit, we're going to decorate. I've got lots of pieces of paper here, so let's just sort them out. That's for the big one, that's for the middle one. It's like playing cards with a deck of cards. They're for the small ones. I don't know what you're for, but you must have been for something. Thank you, Tracy. So because our piece of this big one is not quite 12 inches, the card's going to finish up 6 by 6. But because the piece of A4 is 11 3/4 inches. I've cut the base bit slightly smaller, so when you lay that on, we've got a nice border all the way around. So this piece measures 5 3/4 by 5.5, so that gives us the nice border. So let's get this stuck on. Making sure it's nice and even. Again, I've got another pink piece for the top. So this square is 6 by 6 inches. So this piece is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So on each layer, you go down 1/4 of an inch. So we've just got lots of gluing to do now. This pattern paper, again, I've gone down 1/4 of an inch. So this is 5.5 by 5.5 inches. And we'll just stick that. I think I need a bigger roll in my glue. There we go. There we go. I've got some glue coming now. So that is the first one decorated. Let's pop that to one side to dry. So now we'll go on to the next one. This one will measure 4.5 by 4.5 inches. So for the inside, I've got 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And it's just exactly the same as I did on the last one. With this Collal all-purpose glue, I do recommend it, because if you get it on anywhere that you shouldn't do and it's coming out the side, you just rub it off and it disappears like it was never there. This piece of pattern paper is 4 inches by 4 inches. So on every one we've got the same 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch smaller. So there's our two there. Now to the cute little baby one. That's not right. This one. This one measures 3 inches by 3 inches. What are you for? You're over there. 3 inches by 3 inches. So this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So you can make these easel cards in any shape or any size that you want to. For my next easel card, I might make it a circle one. So this layer is the same as the one underneath. So it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And this pattern paper is 2.5 by 2.5 inches. And again, we've got a nice border. See, I've got a bit of extra glue there, so I'm just going to wipe it off with my finger and put it, and that, nobody'd ever know I put too much glue on there. So I'm going to leave them to dry. Hi Angela. So I'll leave them to dry, and for our decorations, I've already got some cut out. We're going to put have a fabulous birthday. We have 2 flowers, but I need another flower. So I thought that, I can't remember what that's for, but it'll come to me. So for this flower, these flowers, I'm using these die, and this die comes from the Daisy collection by Crafter's Companion. So I'm gonna, and there's 3 different sizes. So this is a large one, this is the medium one. There is a smaller one, but I didn't want to use it. So you lay it onto your piece of card. This here is for the middle. So we need some low tack tape, and I'm going to use my Gemini Mini, the cute little machine by Crafter's Companion. So you close up your folder, pop it in your machine and turn it. And because it's pearlised paper, I'm going to do it forwards and then back, and then we have our flower cut out. So you gently remove the low tack tape, and this tape we can use it again, so you just pop it on your machine for next time. This one I'm just going to pop on my hand because we need 2 layers to make a flower. Sometimes it doesn't come out, it stays in the die. So there's little holes, you just put in your pokey tool and then it pops out. So we need 2 layers to make a flower. So I'm just going to do that again. Each time you use your folder, you turn it over and flip it around forwards and backwards, and that keeps it straight. So let's just pop that through the machine, forwards and backwards. And we're done with that. Sometimes when I'm bored, I just sit and make flowers. And I have a basket where I just keep them, and then when I want to make a quick card, I just use them flowers. So for my dies, while I'm using them, because I'm not going to stand up now and put them away, so I've got this turtle, so I leave them in there so they don't get lost, and then when I've finished and I'm putting things away, that's when they get put away. So with these flowers, how to make them more realistic is I've got this sponge pad and a ball tool. So you just put your flower on your sponge. It's quite thick sponge. Hi Michaela. So you pop your ball tool on, give it a turn, and there is your flower, 3-dimensional. You just do that for a second and pop that on. With the middle, I'm just going to turn that upside down and press it. And we're done with that. So you just pop your glue. And because it's a small area, I've got this quick grab tacky glue. I think this was from the range, but the nozzle for this is quite big and it comes out quite fast. So you buy these bottles and it's got a very fine tip and you can control your flow of glue. So I'm just going to pop some bit of glue in the middle, squash on that flower, and then bit of glue in the middle for the centre of the flower. And that is as easy as that, and that's how you make a flower. I've also got a die for a butterfly, but I've already cut that out, but it's just the same. You lay it on your paper, you put your die on top, bit of low tack tape, and run it through your machine, whatever machine you've got. So with butterflies, to make them look like butterfly wings, you just get something. You can use a pen, you can use a pencil or anything, a thin paintbrush, and you just gently rub it across the leaf, forwards and backwards, and it just gives it a bit of shape to it. So let's decorate. I've just remembered what these are for. They're for the sentiment on the back. We'll get to that shortly. So now we need to put the card together. So on the top here, because you only get to see the top of the card when that's stood up, I'm just going to put this decoration towards the top. So again, I'm using my quick grab tacky glue, or you can use a glue dot. So I'm just going to eyeball it and pop it in the middle, not too high because I want it to fit in the envelope that I'm making. So the envelope is big enough for a bit of a gap at the top and at the bottom, so that should be okay.
Michaela's got a question.
Michaela's got a question. What's the difference between the two glues? Good question, Michaela. This one is tacky glue and it's quick grab and it dries quicker. Oh, Jamie's just noticed my little tiny head in the bottom right corner. Hi, Jamie. I didn't want it very big. So this glue, Michaela, is tacky glue. It's very sticky and it dries very quickly. It's quick grab. You see that's dried already. This Collal all-purpose glue is for strength and stability. And also when you put this glue on, you've got wriggle room. So I'll show you now. So I'm going to glue this sentiment onto this backing piece. So I'm going to use this because if I don't get it on square, I can give it a little wriggle. And you'll see this glue is clear and this tacky glue is white. So if I pop that on there, oh, I've put it in the wrong place, but that's okay because with this glue, it takes longer to dry. So you just wriggle it and put it where you want it to go. Does that answer your question, Michaela? Let me know if it doesn't, and we'll go through it in detail. So back to our flower. And I'll pop this small one at this side. And that's that card pretty much finished. So our next card, so that stands up like that. We need to stick this one down onto the base of, I hope I'm explaining this okay.
Michaela has another question.
Why you so, it does what's in the little bottle. This in the little bottle is this tacky glue. Because the nozzle is so big it comes out fast, this small one you just put this glue into this bottle and you see the tiny little nozzle, so that means I can control how much comes out and I can just do a little bit. I'll show you on the butterfly in a minute, Michaela. So that's going to stand in there like that. I'm going to put this happy birthday, have a fabulous birthday, but I'm going to put it towards the top because this card will be, in fact I'm going to leave that till I put the next card on and then I know where it needs to go. So I've got this butterfly for the small card. Michaela, precision tip glue bottle. So I want to put glue on this butterfly. Let me lift it up so you can see it. I just want glue just in that middle bit because I want the wings to be able to still move. So I'm using this precision, I can never say that, precision tip glue, so I've just put a tiny line of glue. Pop that in the middle of this square, and I'm just going to push it down with the end of my poker tool in the middle. Bend these wings up so that if glue squirts out, it's not going to trap the wings and the wings can still move. Hopefully I didn't look. I've got that in the middle, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, it's near enough. What we should never do as handmade makers is worry about perfection. If people want perfection, go to Moonpig. We're all human, and if a butterfly's not quite in the middle, it really doesn't matter. So that's our bottom card. So now we need to stick the cards together. This is where it gets interesting. So we've got our main card there. I want to put this middle card so it sticks out slightly. So I need to glue this bottom bit, but I don't want it glued to the end because I want it sticking out a bit. So we need to try and get that in the middle, but like I said, don't worry too much. Life's too short to worry about if your card's exactly in the middle. So I'm just going to pop that somewhere near the middle. If I didn't have all my lights and equipment on, I would have I will show you. I would have my glass mat on the desk, but you see, with all the measurements on, and I would measure it to a line, but you see the light, when I'm making a video I can't use that because the ring light just does me head in, and it would do your heads in as well. So that's that one stuck like that. So now what I'm going to do is open that one, and we need to do the same again. So we need to put glue on the bottom, but we also need to see where we need to place it. So I'm roughly just eyeballing it, so it's like my end of my finger width. So I'm putting the end of my finger, turning it over, and that is where I need to put my glue to. So it's just a rough guide so that you don't get slap happy with your glue. And I think I can't put my head over because of the camera. Oh, I can look at the screen. I'll look at the screen and see if it's level. What do we think? Is that near enough? I think that's near enough. So there we have our 3 cards joined together. So we need a stopper now. So the back of this card, can you see? The back of this card is the stopper for that, to stop that from going any further. This is the stopper. Oh, I don't know where to put it. There. So the back of this is the stopper for that card. So this bit has got nothing to stop it. So we need a stopper on here to keep that upright. So this was just a sheet of paper from the same paper pack as these. So I've just fussy cut it out, leaving a tiny white gap around the edge. And to make it stand up, I'm going to use a foam pad. I'm not using that one, it's too big, it's only a small flower. So you get different sizes of foam pads. These are tiny ones. So I'm just going to put 2 of these tiny ones just to make it stand up.
I've just asked a question.
I need wedding invites, hun. Can you help? Yes, I can. How many do you need? When do you need them for? And congratulations. So I've got my two, what do you call them? I forgot what you call them. Foam pads. 2 foam pads on the back, and that will make this stand up. So it's up to you where you want to put it. So if you put it further back, it will stand up more. If you put it more forward, it'll lay down more. But I kind of want the same direction as the other 3. So I'm going to put it in the middle, just there, and that's my stopper to stop that. And now I've got this, I can see, let me see if I can show you the front when it's stood up. Yes, I can. I'll just need more fingers, need more hands. So this, oh, I definitely need more hands. So I'll hold that there, and I just need to know that is going on the top there. So if I leave 1/4 of an inch at the top, that'll be fine. So I'll just lay everything back down again. And shall I put that on? Yes, I'll put that on foam pads, but I'm going to use these bigger foam pads. Okay, Petra, no problem. And I'll stick my foam pads on the back. Give them a squash. Pull off the backing. And I'm just going to look at the pattern. There's no good looking at the pattern. They're in the middle. Oh, that might be the middle line. I'm just going to eyeball it and leave, sorry if my head's getting in camera, it's not. Leave about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch I'd say that was, on the top. And that, I think, what do we think? Do we like it? I think I like it. So I just need to pop some pearls. But I remembered what these were for. I knew I'd cut them out for something. So I'm going to stamp. With stamping, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you always, a good piece of advice is stamp before. Where's my stamping platform? I can't find my stamping platform. No, my sponge. There's a thin sponge. I'll use this one. No, I won't. I'll put my mat up. Put my horrible mat up. Excuse the mat. Sorry. But you need something a little bit spongy underneath. So I've got this stamp, and it says "with love." And I can't remember, I can't tell you where I got it from, I can't remember. And I've got this stamping block. You pop your, you can't really see, can you, because of the mat? You have a piece of paper. Have I got a piece of paper? I haven't got a piece of paper. There's a piece of paper. My dentist appointment. So we'll just pop that so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got this stamp, it says "with love." I'm putting it, see the grid marks on my stamp? I'm trying to put it level on my stamp. I'm going to stamp on this piece of paper, and I have my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp, giving it a few little dib dabs, and keep your fingers crossed, because this might not work. I'm just going to try and centre it as best I can. I reckon about there I'll do. So when you're stamping, you just push straight down. Don't rock, don't wobble. And when you're lifting it up, you lift it up, straight up. And there we go, there's our stamp. And yay, it worked. Don't forget to clean your stamp before you put it away. So there's our with love, and that doesn't take very long to dry. So I will glue this onto the back. Where's my card gone? It's here. So on the back of the card, there's nowhere to write. Where are you going to write? I suppose you could write up there, or you could write up there. But I've decided there is a good place on the back. So I'm just going to lay this down. So it's this section here that'll stand up. Didn't tell you measurements for this. So this pink layer is 5 3/4 by 2 3/4, and the white layer is 1/4 of an inch smaller, which will be 5.5 inches by 2.5 inches. There we go, I remembered. Anybody else had written down all these measurements and had them in front of them, but maybe I'll get better. So we'll just pop this on that section there. I'm rubbing it all around. I'm not going to rub the sentiment because it might be dry, but I don't want to risk it and spoil it. So there we go, there's our card. So what else do we need to do? Well, I've got no bits left, so I must have finished it.
Michaela wants to know how much glue you go through.
Lots, Michaela. Lots and lots. No, it lasts quite well, actually. I should say, well, it depends what I'm doing and how much I'm doing. I probably used half of one to do your things that you've just ordered. Good question. Do you want some glue, Mick? So I think, let me see if I can lift it up like that. I think here needs a little bit of sparkle. So, somewhere in one of these drawers, I've got some sparkle. Just bear with me a sec. Find some gold. What I found some gold ones. I've got all colours in that drawer, every colour. Oh, do we think? Which one? Which one? Let's say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5. Let me lift it up. Can you see? Number 1, not number 2. The pearl ones, the silver ones, the gold ones, or the light gold ones. There's that piece of paper back. First one that gives me a number wins. Nobody wants to choose.
0.
0. My comments have stopped. Has anybody picked a number?
Mine says 2.
2. The pearl ones, Ryan. I think that's a good choice.
James said 8.
8. I haven't got 8, Jamie. So, I'm going with pearl. Ryan's colourblind, so, you know. So you always put things in 3s. My comments have stopped. Nothing's coming through on here. I don't know why you put things in 3s. I think somebody said it's more pleasing to the eye. And when you put in things like gems on, it doesn't matter where you put them, but you kind of the general rule is you go in a triangle. I don't know why. I just watched a million YouTube videos and they all said the same. So, I think I'm going to call that card finished. There's our finished card. But every card needs an envelope. So, I've got a piece of paper here. I'm going to make a quick envelope just to show you how it's done.
Michaela wants to know why you're not reading the comments.
Because my comments have stopped, Michaela.
You need to scroll.
I'm on the last. Uncle Jamie said love it, and I've not seen a comment since. Technological. I can't even say it. That's how much of a problem it is. I'm having technological problems. What's the questions?
No, you're not reading the comments. Oh. No, she said Ryan is colourblind, don't listen to him.
Oh, did she pick a number?
No, you're not reading my comments. No, she didn't.
Should have picked a number, Mick.
Oh no, she chose pills.
Oh, well done. Well done, Mick. That's what I did. So, my card measures. How big does my finished card measure? We need a ruler. Michaela, can you ask little Sarah what she did with my metal ruler, please? So, that is 7 inches by, and I know that's 6 inches. So that's the finished card is 7 by 6. So with this Crafter's Companion board, you get this book, and I need an envelope that's 7 inches by 6 inches. So that's, how big did I do it? I can't remember how big I did it. I cut it ready last night. So I've got 10 and 3/4, 3/8, 10 and 3/8, 10 and 3/8 by 10 and 3/8. So I decided I was making 7 by 6.5, so it fit in. So 10 and 3/8 square. So each side is 10 and 3/8, and I need to score it at J and K. I've still not got any comments coming through, so I don't know if anybody's talking. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you. And I've forgotten, because I spoke, I've forgotten what I said. So, did I say 7 by 6.5? I did. So I need to score at J and K. So, J. So what I've done is I've pushed this up into the corner. There's a ridge there, and there's a ridge there. So I'm scoring at J. I'm going to turn it a full turn. So that's where I've just scored. And this side, I'm going to score at J. And what's the other one? K. I think it was. J and K. And you know when you've got it right because you've got this little triangle. You see the triangle? So I've got that right. I know I've got that right because my triangle's the right size. Get rid of that board. And we just need to fold. So this is A3 paper that I'm using. It's not card. So it's like printer paper, but it's quite good quality printer paper. So you fold it all on your score lines. Cut out your little triangles. Sorry, this bit's a bit boring. Talk amongst yourselves. Do you know, this talking is making me thirsty. I'll just have a mouthful of pop. Have you got a drink, everybody? So, to make it look like a real envelope, Sarah, it's okay, Paul has found my metal ruler. I've got this corner punch. Every envelope you get has rounded corners. So you see that? Makes it look like a real envelope. It's like magic. So now what we need to do, another reason I've got, well, first of all, do you know what we need to do? We need to make sure that the card will fit in. And it does. And it's big enough. Bonus. So now, because I each need a really thin stripe of glue, Michaela, was you listening to your lesson? Which glue I'm going to use? Paul, you'll have to tell me because I haven't got any comments moving.
Well, the comments have kind of gone off topic.
Oh, have they?
We're talking about Ben-Hur right now.
Oh, okay. So I'm just using the precision tip applicator. I'm gutted I can't see my comments. Why can't I see my comments? Ah, yeah. Who said it's boring? Oh, Ben-Hur's boring. Okay. So, I've gone off topic as well now. So I've just put a thin... God knows what my YouTube subscribers are going to think to this chat and conversation. Anyway, I think they'll laugh. Right, so I've put a thin bead of glue down both sides of the envelope. And I'm just pushing that down. But I'm going to stick in my bone folder to make sure that none of the glue has gone through underneath. I'm just looking at Paul's phone at your comments because on my screen they've stopped. I can't see what you're all saying. We should do this every so often just to all get together and have a chat. So there's my envelope. I'm just going to round off these little corners just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit neater. And I have envelope glue. That's not envelope glue, that's a clear glue pen. Where's my envelope glue? Just bear with me a second. Here we have envelope glue. It's really good, this. Seals over 1,500 envelopes. I think it was from Amazon. And I'll show you what to do in a second. I just want to decorate the envelope. And once you glue it, it stays wet for quite a while, so I can't turn it over. Yeah, make family out into Facebook instead of Tesco's. I like it. So I just had a little scrap of paper left, so what I've done is I've just cut it randomly really, and then I thought, oh, that looks a nice pattern, so I'm just going to glue these on the envelope just to pretty up the envelope a little bit. And squash that down. It's a useful thing to do with your scraps, because what are you going to do with them? You either put them in a folder and then throw them away a month later. Actually, what can you do with scraps? Last night I couldn't sleep and I was up until 1:30 making a video for a mail card using scraps. It will be out next Friday. Do you want a sneak preview? The full video will be out next Friday. Sneak preview. Scraps. So that's what I was doing last night till 1:30. So there's my envelope decorated. So with this envelope glue, you just give it a shake. And it's like a bingo dobber. It's quite squidgy and soft. So I'm just going to get a piece of scrap paper. It's my dentist appointment. I didn't get a piece of scrap paper out. So put the scrap paper underneath because I quite like my new desk. And I'm just going to, you squeeze it a little bit as you're going along. So you just give it a bit of a squeeze to get it in the end. And then I'm just going along the very edge. And you also need to go along the middle edge. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but watch. So you go along the inside edge. Let's say that. And I'm just putting the piece of scrap paper there because I don't want any glue to go inside. So now what you do is you leave that to dry. You see where it's wet. Yeah, there you go. There you can see a bit. So it's all wet. Then when it's dry, you pop your card in. When it's time to seal the envelope, you just lick that end like you would a normal envelope, close it, and it's just like a perfect envelope. So there's our envelope ready. I can't put that down because that's wet. So we'll just put that to one side. And there's our finished fun fold triple easel card. There's the side view. Oh, no, it looks better than that when it's stood up. Let's see, can I do it like that? No, I can't do it. I hope you can see it all right. Let me see if I can do it like that. There we go. That's what it looks like from the front. Triple easel card. And when you're putting it away, you lay that one flat, you lay that one flat, you lay that one flat. You write your sentiment on the back, to, from, whatever. And there is our finished card. So thank you for joining me today, everybody. There's been 10 of you watching, and I did say if I got 5, I'd be happy and do it again. You need to put the camera level with it. I can't move the camera, can it? It's stuck. It's stuck. Camera's stuck. So, what if I do it that way? Oh, it's only a little though in the corner. Is that better? In the little corner? Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. I've loved having you in my dining room / craft room. You want more, Michaela? What do you want me to make? Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today, and I will possibly edit this video before I post it on YouTube, or maybe not. I might just post it anyway. Michaela, you're funny. Thank you, Karen. So, thank you very much for joining me. I will be doing it again, and Oh, Ken and Michaela were talking. I will be doing it again. Thank you for joining me, and I'll think of a fun idea for next time. If you're not already subscribed and you want to subscribe, then find my YouTube channel. There is 20 videos on there live at the moment, made with love by Sarah, and give them a go. Give us a subscribe, and if you like them, give us a thumbs up. And if you ring the bell on YouTube, then you'll get notified when I'm making any videos. Next time I am trying to connect Facebook and YouTube so that it will go live on both. But this is me who can't even work a television remote, so Paul's going to look into it for me. Anyway, I'm going now, and thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye! Oh, it's not going anywhere. Bye!